Yes, yes, yes. I hear it. I hear it loud and clear. Persons are saying, use AI to become better at speaking. Use AI to create all your signature talks. Use AI to create your workshops. The future is AI. Well, what I want to share with you is yes, persons are right. The future is AI, but the future is also another AI that I want to bring to your attention. I call it authentic influence, authentic impact. What do I mean by this? So, my name is Candice Bailey. I'm the author of this amazing book that you're seeing here, The Stretched Out Life. And in this book, I speak about navigating life's most challenging chapters with some serious different techniques and tools that I've placed in the book, along with my personal journey and how I've been able to embrace this concept of living a stretched out life, a life of surrender, a life that is not focused on stress but embracing hardships. I love speaking using my book content because it's able to help me create workshops that are engaging, and I get clients to purchase copies of my book so that their community can go home with some sort of value and do the deep work on their own. So let's jump right into what I want to talk about today. And I wrote down when AI is dangerous for your speaking platform and career. And what do I mean by this? I believe that AI is a tool, like any other tool or any other platform, to help support the work that you do, but not to actually do the work that you're called to do, if you know what I mean. So, as a speaker and as a speaker trainer, what I use AI for is basically for brainstorming, for clarifying what I'm some of my thoughts, and all of that is in mind mapping. So I use it in a way that it doesn't take away from the natural intellectual property that I was gifted with by God. And we see in the book of Jeremiah, God tells Jeremiah, don't be afraid of their faces, don't be afraid of what to say. I will put my words in your mouth. And what is dangerous about AI is that it's actually generated content that pulls from different sources or the different words from other person's mouths. And while we know that there's nothing new under the sun, there's something unique about your voice, your message, your perspective, your framework. And that is why it's truly important that we ground ourselves in understanding that AI is not a tool. AI is a tool and not necessarily a tool to do your work, but to support the work that you do. So let's get into it. I call the AI of public speaking authentic influence and authentic impact. What does that mean? It simply means that when you authentically share your story, you are creating mindsets to shift. So that's influence. And when you cause mindsets to shift and you cause these mindset shifts to take action, which is buying a course from you, working with you one on one as a coach or a consultant, that is you creating impact. All right. So that's the AI that I like to talk about. So these are the three things that I've written down, not using ChatGPT, but using my divine downloads and directions from God based on my experiences with different clients and the process that I go through on a day to day basis when I'm coming up with content. So, the first thing I want to talk about is that AI generated content affects authentic content. What do I mean? I will always suggest, and let me just make myself a little bit more comfortable in this chair so that I can really get deep and personal with you. So, this is what my process looks like. Someone calls me, Candice, we want you to speak at our event. Great. What is the topic? What is the theme of the event? What do you want me to speak about? What problem do you want me to solve? How do you want your community to feel served by the work that I do or the message that I present in the space? And what I do, I pray, I think about an experience that mirrors something the audience may be currently experiencing or facing. I write that down on paper. I have I go back to basics. I have my pen and I have my journal, and I love to write without on pages without lines, because sometimes the lines make me feel like I cannot freely express myself, and I love to draw as well. So this is what I do. I decide, how do I want persons to feel? What do I want them to experience? What do I want them to learn? And what mindset shift I want them to experience? So when I write all of that down and I write out a framework that I can borrow, a story or two that I can borrow to create this sandwich called a signature talk for this specific event, all my talks are custom made and customized based on the client's needs and basically the outcome that they want to achieve. When I write all of those things down, I feed it back into ChatGPT and I ask Chat, what am I missing? What insight do I need to incorporate? And then thirdly, I ask, how can I package this better? So what happens? Chat doesn't do all the thinking for me. It does the refining. So AI is here to stay, and each day it's getting more and more intense. There are several updates to ChatGPT to this day, but I don't want you to become a ChatGPT speaker, because what is going to happen is that you're just going to sound impressive without impacting. You're basically going to sound very slapstick or robotic versus giving real value, because you're able to find the solutions in your story. It's very important. Some of the things I teach my clients is the importance of having a core framework. That core framework helps you to extract certain gems. So just think about your mind as, a gold mine, and there are certain spots that you dig and you search for gold, and when you strike gold at that core, you have a big block or a big rock of gold, and you're able to chip away certain parts, still giving value, still giving persons really good information. But when you hit that gold spot, you are able to repurpose, reframe, rephrase some of your past talks for the context and the content that you want to share with your current audience. I love to tell my clients, you are as good as your last talk, as your last presentation, as your last workshop. So find a way for your material to be recorded so that you can go back and review it and review it and review it. And so the first thing is generated content affects authentic content. Many are using AI to speak for them. God says in His word, I will give you the words to speak. Now, some of us are creating content left, right, and center, and we are finding shortcuts by asking ChatGPT to create a script, then asking another AI voice to create the content in the hope that somebody says, wow, this is really good content. I want to hire them to speak. They are not going to hire the AI voice. They want to hear your voice. They want to hear your tonality, your authentic, rich voice. There's no other voice like you on this planet. Some people could mimic, but there's something unique about the way you say what you say and how you say it as well. So AI cannot mimic emotion and intonation. As a theater practitioner, educator, actress, director, screenwriter, playwright, I understand the power of emotion and intonation. So, for example, on the movie Titanic, do you know that some of the music that is selected for movies, they actually have specialized persons who have studied emotion and mapped out how they want persons to feel in a particular scene based on sight, based on sound. So that ending scene close to the end of Titanic when, you know, things were getting rough, the ship was about to sink, and this band came and they started to play the violin, and then you started to see the fireworks. All of these are ingredients to help evoke emotion and mood. AI cannot do that. In fact, it can try, but there's something about your authentic voice. And AI is not human, so we are connecting with humans, and humans want to connect with other humans. So we need to be able to train and perfect the skill of speaking and connection. The final thing I want to share is that you don't know how to engage beyond your message because you have killed the divine and directed download from heaven. What do I mean by this? AI sometimes it has this tendency to make you dependent on using it. That's how they make their money, right? So after they generate a really good framework for you to use or workshop outline, at the end of what is generated, they would ask, would you like me to create a PDF? Would you like me to create this, that, and the other? And what you find yourself doing is going down a never ending rabbit hole of AI generating stuff for you, making you believe you need more content when you actually already have enough. You have enough. So we don't want to become dependent on AI, because what is going to happen is that if we are in a space and we are called last minute to go and share on stage, we don't have access to internet, we don't have access to chat GPT, you want to be able to understand that you are confident in the content that you already possess. And you don't have to depend on, wow, I need to go back to the old chat to see what I could talk about. No. And that is why working with me is such fun, because I get you to extract natural frameworks and content with ease. So I hope this was yummy and easily digestible for you. Let's work together. I can't wait to work with you. I go through a 6-week program called The Speaker Prepares, and in that, I share my framework and how to get paid to speak, how to create your signature talks, how to go beyond just a signature talk and offering workshops, how to speak with confidence, clarity, and conviction, and of course, how do we overcome fear, nerves, anxiety. So I hope this was a blessing to you. Feel free to drop your questions and comments in the chat and tell me something. Do you believe AI should be a part of your entire process of preparing for speaking engagement? Let me know in the comments, and I'm looking forward to see your responses. Take care.